What up, people? I'm back here with another episode of Because It's Necessary, the podcast of self-improvement, understanding, self-discovery, mindfulness, education, and discernment. And today is Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. All right, so, don't forget to subscribe, tell some friends, tell a stranger. And remember, as always, this is just my thoughts, my point of view, my opinions, perspective. You take it or leave it. And today's episode is something that's been on my mind for a while. I woke up with it on my mind. I actually I attempted to record this episode the other day. And the topic is patience. It's an issue for me. I've been praying about this for years. And it's really something I want to work on, that I do work on because I have a son. And that's the main reason I can see my patience. The main place I see my patience being tested is with him. I love him to death. I'm trying to see where I want to start. Like I said, I've been praying about this for years, but I'm taking him, my son, as a prayer being answered from God, because I gotta have patience with this boy. That's a lesson and a blessing. I'm just trying to take the lesson, even though it doesn't seem like it right now. I'm just trying to take the positive out of it and like looking at the benefit of having to be patient with my son, because it's going to help me and everything else in life in general. But he tells, like, one time I get mad at him sometimes. I raise my voice, yell at him sometimes. But boy is so smart. He told me one time, he was like, Dad, I used to have a problem with my temper. I was like, well, something like that, or anger or something like that. I said, you think so? I said, yeah, I did. I said, I don't think that that was an issue for you. I think you just don't know, you're 11, so you don't know how to handle your emotions. So, if you're playing a game, and I've seen you play games and you get very frustrated, and that's because you don't have the understanding as of yet to know how to, deal with the different emotions that you're going through, the feelings that you're feeling because of the unfairness that you think the game is giving you, I said, and with me, it's not my temper, it's my patience that I have to work on, man. Like, I always tell him that. I said, can you be patient with me while I'm getting my patience together, man? Because I try to explain him to things like that when I'm, if I feel like I'm doing something wrong as a parent, which we all do, we also have to be patient with ourselves. But I want to explain to him and not just like give him a general statement of like, don't worry about it. I said, saying things like, I said so. I'd like to explain the reason why I do things. And I tell him like, I'm not perfect. So I know, like I'm an adult. That doesn't mean perfect, okay? I take him on jobs with me, and sometimes he's pretty hyper kid, like Sonic, my boy, all over the place. So we're in people's houses, so he's sitting on people's floors. I'm like, you gotta get up, man. You gotta stand up, man. All right, so I got specifics. Like a couple weeks ago, we were at a job. So I had to go into people's houses, apartment, to fill up a bucket of water, to take it out to fill up my tank in my truck. So I told him to stand in the hallway. He didn't stand in the hallway. So the people happened to have roaches in their house. So this boy gets in there, starts, ooh and ick, ow, yuck, roach. I said, hey, calm down. The lady's standing at the bathroom door. We in the bathroom in the tub. He's, ew, roach. I'm like, hey, quiet. So I go out, start cleaning. So I had to go back in there, get another bucket of water like an hour later. So same situation happened. He did the same thing. We're in the kitchen this time. He's like this, ew, roach. I said, hey, look, man. Luckily this time the lady wasn't out in the kitchen. She was somewhere else. But it wasn't funny at the time, but afterwards, I couldn't help but laugh. I'm telling my friend, this boy, and he didn't realize it was funny until he heard me telling my friend about it. So he's laughing, but I'm like, man, you can't be doing stuff like that, man. And then I'm in another job, and I'm asking him to do things. So one of my customers, he said something to me. I was like, oh, wow. He said, the biggest tool for a father and their son, or maybe he said a father and their children, for their children, is patience. I said, that's what I keep telling him. It's patience that I'm working on, specifically for him, but, specifically for me as well, man. It's mostly for me, but it's for him as well. But this is my life, so I need this, but I have to show it to him. And I say, wow, that's I tell him that all the time. I'm working on my patience. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I pray for this, but I know that it's not one of those prayers that's going to be answered and it's just going to be right there in my face for me to pick up and use. It's going to be a mindful thing. I'm going to have to think before I react. I think there's always going to be that situation in my life. And it might be that for everybody when it comes to patience. You have to assess the situation and choose not to get upset in situations. You have to choose the path of grace. Because, a lot of you all, not me, I ain't got no problem with this. But a lot of us have an issue when it comes to road rage. We'll get mad at the person in front of us for doing things, not driving like we would want them to drive. You don't know how to drive. And then you get next to them and it's an old person. Then you're looking like an idiot. So that's one of the tools that I use when it comes to like road rage. I say it might be an older person, so I have to have patience with them, because they don't want to, I want them to get home safe, and I will want the same courtesy once I get older, And also, you can look at it as for my son and your children. When you were that age, were you doing stuff to like annoy adults, or were adults losing their patience with you? Because we're not the person that we are. We weren't the person that we are now. When we were kids, we didn't know anything. Just like our kids, they don't know a lot. So like think back. Adults were being patient with you for the most part. That's a part of having understanding. And paying, and putting that in your children's head. Because I do find myself when we're driving, and I get, one time we were driving and my son, got upset with the person driving that was in front of us or doing something. I said, hey, look, pay attention to what you're doing, man. Don't do what I do. I know, you got that from me and I felt bad about it. I'm not perfect like you guys are. I felt bad about it, so, cause I saw it, as soon as he did it, I recognized it. So I got to talk him through it. I remember one time, this boy keep me in check. I remember one time we was at this place. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese, but it's for like adults and like teenagers and things like that, or older kids, like maybe even like 10 through grown people. But it was like a few years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. We were in there, and I let an older man and his daughter go to the ticket place. Like, it's a ticket, a machine that you go and you swipe your card, and then you get you got a card, and then you put extra credits on there. So me being impatient, I had to say something to the guy, which was not in a good tone, I'm sure. And then, like, once the man left, him and his daughter left, my son looked up at me and said, why'd you get mad at that old man? Same old thing. Same old thing. It's like a broken record, me talking about my patience, or my lack thereof, or my desire to gain it, But I'm just hoping and praying that these are lessons that he will take with him and remember. I mean, because I'm remembering them. But like I said, I'm not just working on patience for him. It's patience. This is my patience. It's patience for me. He's just a reason that I want to expedite this process to have grace for other people. And like I said, on ourselves as well. Have patience for yourself. Because I get impatient with myself a lot. So I know other people are going to make me, I recognize why I'm going through it. I be calling myself names and crap for no reason. Like, man, you're not perfect. You know, you're gonna do stuff, especially if you've never done it before. You're not gonna do them, you know, the best. I mean, even if you do it every day, you could break a daggone dish while washing dishes. You know what I mean? But it's not the end of the world when you do it. I'm in my backyard currently. This is my first actual live video. It's not live, but you know, there's no editing. I'm just gonna put this straight out. But I'm live at the moment. So, well, hope you guys, I think that's it, man. Just remember to be kind and learn patience. And be mindful in your actions. All right. So this has been another episode of Because It's Necessary. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Hope I did a good job. I think this will be my. I want to start to do maybe a partnership. Some partnership episodes where I bring in some friends or something like that, or a friend, and then we could go back and forth, giving each other our opinions on different topics. And you know, our life views, just like I'm doing now. But this, like I said, this is another episode of Because It's Necessary. Because it's necessary, because it's necessary. Peace. Thank you, Lord.